Wellington Halton Hills.
Mr. Speaker, after 8 years, this government's record on climate change is in. The opening sentence of the Environment Commissioner's report says it all. The federal government is not on track to meet the 2030 target. It's now clear the government's environmental plan is a mishmash of regulations and taxes that aren't working. And it's not just clear to the Commissioner, it was also clear to COP27, where Canada was ranked 58 out of 63 countries for climate change performance. Change starts with acknowledging failure. Will the government?
The Honourable Minister for the Environment and Climate Change.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I find it quite ironic that this member campaigned for the leadership of his party on a carbon taxing platform, Mr. Speaker. And now all of a sudden it doesn't work. He doesn't believe in it. Well, this morning, the Commissioner to the Environment and Sustainable Development was at the Environment Committee, and this is what he said. He said that not only our pollution pricing is working, but it is responsible for up to 30% of emission reduced in Canada since 2019, Mr. Speaker. They don't want to talk about climate change because they don't want to talk about the fact that they're buddying up with their friends in the big oil companies, and God forbid that we would do anything to affect their profits. We want to fight climate change, and we want to help Canadians in the process, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Wellington Halton Hills.
Speaker, I campaign on a revenue-negative carbon tax. This government's environmental plan is revenue positive and a mishmash of taxes and regulations which is dragging the Canadian economy down. Emissions still haven't risen to pre-pandemic highs, and that's because the economy still hasn't recovered. Per capita GDP and productivity are lower this year than in 2017. After 8 years, will the government admit that its environmental plan isn't working, its economic plan isn't working, with productivity and per capita GDP lower today than 6 years ago?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we will take no lessons from these conservatives, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I'm surprised about, not only do they not have a climate plan, they don't even have an economic plan, Mr. Speaker. Their only plan is to cut services, cut investment, cut programs in Canada. Mr. Speaker, I have some piece of good news for you, Mr. Speaker. Today, the OECD ranked Canada third in the world for foreign investment attraction, Mr. Speaker. Our plan is working. We're